Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. The mic might sound a little bit different, so my voice as well, because two things. One, I'm a little stuffed up at the moment because of allergies, and two, I lost the filter for my microphone, so I can't really replace it until later, I guess. I mean, what's the point? If this works out, then I'm just gonna let that be, and then not really have to worry about it. I'll just try to see what works the best and work from there. I've been very busy, so I haven't been really busy trying to fix my sleep, so I have not been able to record as much. But enough about me. Let's get into the update now. I am going to be switching off, on and off, like showing you guys screenshots of stuff about the update, a lot of the stuff they changed and stuff like that. And we're gonna move on from there. I'm gonna have some background gameplay of something just so you guys can enjoy something because this is big patch notes, like massive. And one more thing, for those people who keep asking, Koi, why are you not a YouTuber on the Devas Creation, Discord? It's because the fact that they didn't let me the first time, and I don't at this point. I don't think they would even allow me at this point because I am their biggest critic, even though I'm the only guy really dropping the news. So it's uh, you know, I don't know if they're going to really let it slide this time, especially since last time they literally just said they were too busy in order to even make me one. So, at this point, I just don't care. So let's move on. Uh, with this new update, it literally they brought out all the stuff that we've kind of wanted. They're going to be incredibly more transparent with us than they used to be, and we're going to move. And I hope that the future is looking really, really good because so far, it's from what the original dungeon update was so far, it was pretty bad. But now they're actually adding more to the dungeon aspect of the game, which is very good. Now, one of those things being the dungeon modes now are pretty much trios and squads, which is exactly what we're asking for the first time. Finally they did that, which is very cool, very awesome. That was actually the biggest ask, which I do plan on dropping some elite dungeon gameplay since we did get that dungeon update, and I do plan on dropping gameplay on that as soon as I can. I just didn't want to play because it was a two-man dungeon thing. It didn't really feel like a dungeon. It felt like more of like a quest. But let's see what a four-man dungeon really feels like. I feel like we're gonna power through, and that's what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like you're powering through a dungeon and all that good stuff. But a bunch of problems with the dungeon as well. But we'll talk about that after I'm done with the patch notes. So first things first, new community poll system that they did add to the game. They do. They do put here as like a disclaimer that they do pay attention to feedback and stuff like that. And from this being the case, the patch notes that they've added so far, it does seem like they are paying attention to the community just a little bit. The only issue is there's just a lot of stuff that's just a little broken still, but we'll talk about that at the end. So, community patch notes thing, I do like that. It is very cool. Unique craft perks. They introduced unique crafting perks for weapons and armor, which we will take a look at whenever we get the chance. That's like something that really requires its own video because that's something that's a little more complicated. But we'll see what happens. Uh, armor enhancement prop. The way they say this, armor enchant probability adjustments. That's a mouthful right there. The percentage increase per armor enchant level has been reduced. While probabilities of each level have been significantly improved, making 12 plus 12 much more achievable. So now they're trying to make it easier for the little guy to actually be able to do this, but at the end of the day, it's really weird. Because originally hackers were able to get beyond plus 10, which was super broken because they had the infinite blessed scrolls, and that was pretty big. Now it's they're kind of giving us the ability to do that now, which is pretty cool. But I still think that the whole probability thing and the RNG thing should just be thrown out the window at this point. It kills the game's vibe, and it's just more of a way for them to make money, which doesn't work anymore. That's the only reason why I have a problem with it. It just doesn't work anymore because now there's a subsection of people who just have the best armor in the game no matter what because they have 10,000 scrolls on them, just having that. And this is, remember, this is after they said that 2,000 scrolls a person, blessed scrolls by the way, a person, was like normal. So I don't think that they're going to go back and try to fix that problem. I think that that's just going to stay the way it is. Do I personally see it as an issue? Only for PvP. Only for PvP is this an issue, which sucks because the PvP fans who love PvP and stuff like that, they're not going to enjoy the future updates because of this scroll issue of just infinite scrolls and stuff like that. They're just not going to enjoy it. Pets rework. Pets buffs are now percentage based, calculated from the base stat, not a total stat value. This is pretty cool. The bear healing buff actually is now based off of a percentage now. I think this is because we're starting to get to that point where people can now put like points into HP, which is super useful. And now we're going to be able to like go into that direction of being able to build our character. I still think there's a problem with like us not being able to get to like level 100 yet. I think we should still just get to that point already. I think it's ridiculous that we've still been waiting to be able to like be level 100. Just let us do it already. It's like it's another thing, just like the RNG thing. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. You know what I mean? It's an unnecessary hold back thing that they should have just got rid of the second they realized the player base was like leaving because of it. Because there's less builds to make and stuff like that with less stat points. So at least they're reworking the pets and other stuff like that. Faction perks. Bug fix finally for Dark Pact. Damage increase was not capped at 70%. This has now been fixed. And Mind Over Matter effectiveness increased to 45% from 35%. So very big buffs. Let's see. EXP drop boost stacking. EXP boosts and drop boosts from all sources are now stackable, especially from the Battle Pass codes and Robux store. Now, this is more of like, hey, try to spend a little money on the game, which is totally justifiable. I just, if you really want to go for that, RNG aspect, go ahead. But it's totally up to you. I think that the rates are totally fine to where they're at with the mounts and stuff like that because it's like a 4% chance to get one epic mount, I think, for like that one quest, which is really good. But, you know, I do like the idea that they are trying at least a little bit to find different ways to make money on the game because I think it's pretty clear that a couple of the ways just didn't work, like the blessed scrolls and stuff like that. But we'll figure it out from there. Very cool, very cool. Let's see, Celestial Staff skills balance. Let's see. So Celestial Staff skills have now been like kind of buffed. So Pulse of Life regeneration increased to 30%. It's by 30%. Uh, Blessing Shot cooldown reduction from 30% to 15%. Healing cap was significantly increased. I think that this was like something that needed to like change a while back, like revert the changes of like the poor healers not being able to heal someone enough to the point where they're just dying too often. It's just being a healer is a tough job because you have to be very consistent and there's no real parry in the game or there's no real tank in the game. It's really just a bunch of pulling straws and hoping that it works. So this is very cool that they are buffing healer again. I think that it was unnecessary to buff healer. I mean to nerf it in the first place, but that's just me. Uh, Fire staff skill balance, Inferno orb cooldown upgrade, nerfed from 50% to 30%. So it's just it takes a little longer to just use the fire orb. So pretty cool. Extended mob drop range. Players at the end game can now receive drops and faction tokens from a wider range of mobs. I think that this is interesting. I don't know if this means like that like the new mobs are finally getting better drops or older mobs can now drop stuff for the newer player. That's going to probably have to be tested. If you guys already know, let me know. Let me know down below. We'll talk about that part. Let's see. Reforging scroll rework. Okay, when Reforge fails and the item breaks, players receive a 50% discount token. Token uh, applied to crafting the same tier item or item type as the broken item. Okay, so that means that you can break a bunch of swords and then just like start working, taking those tokens and then replacing those with like a better, I guess. Yeah. Sorry for my misspoken English. I'm trying not to sneeze. Let's see. For example, legendary tier items. So this only applies to weapons, sadly. So if you break your sword, you could just go and just try it again. This is another thing, like the weapon blessing system. I think should just be nerfed because I think people being able to get like a plus, like beyond +10 sword is already hard enough. But hackers already have these things floating around. I don't know if you can even do this anymore. I think they shut down the trades because of this, because of the whole hacker situation. But this is a cool idea. I just don't know how useful this is compared to just, not not just, like going crazy on it. I guess I don't know. Dungeon balance adjustments. HP and damage scaling adjusted based off the number of players to enhance the challenge. I hate HP adjustments whenever it comes down to just more players. It just means it's going to be more tanky. Let's see. We are closely monitoring drops from the dungeons, and we'll balance them to balancing. Yeah, okay, cool. Elite dungeons have now more challenging and rewarding. We will try this. Valakas now spawns high level mobs. That's pretty broken. Buff the drop and luck perks. All right, cool. That's actually pretty cool. I thought they got nerfed recently, so I think they got nerfed, didn't So this is the revert of the nerf. Someone let me know if I'm wrong about that, because I'm pretty sure it got nerfed a while back. Crafting perks UI. The UI now displays a maximum of achievable perks for each tier. Nice. Jewels in the market. Let's see. Added a dedicated section for trading jewels, making it easier to buy and sell them directly. So that's cool. A dedicated section for trading jewels and all that stuff. I just don't know if this fixes the UI bug. Dungeon gatestone changes. Gatestones are now removed upon dungeon entrance to prevent loss due to teleportation failures. Okay, cool. Essence cap increased. Dude, with hackers still around, 50 million to 100 million is ridiculous. This just means that people are going to be able to transfer it to their mains now. And yeah, I don't know. I think that like having essence be so expensive to begin with no true value in the game, like no true reason to really use essence, but for trading, devalues the essence already. So what is the point of even having more essence to begin with? I don't get it. Maybe that's just me, but I don't understand that part. All right. Let's see. I think that pretty much does it. I think that with the most of the stuff that we've talked about already, this is like pretty decent updates. Very cool patches. I can't wait to try this the 4-man dungeon. We really just give that a shot. Very very interested on how they're gonna take the new community poll system. Like how are they gonna really use it? Are they really gonna like make moves to like really go out of their way to like get these fixes done, or is this gonna slow down the process of the content being done in the game? Because imagine everyone, like a mass majority, wants new mobility mechanics over everything else in the game, and that's all they work on. It feels like it could be troublesome, especially because just the way that they've been updating has been very oddly specific. Like they only update if like they're taking a massive hit, but they've been taking massive hits left and right. It's just really hard to see how they're going to really dig out and really come back with all the YouTubers who already quit and were just playing other games. It's just like it reminds me a lot of like when I did One Punch Man World, where it just didn't really stick. Like these updates, but they're like not the updates that people want, so people are just going to keep leaving. But this is a really good start, I think. This is a massive start. I can't wait to see what they do next. I'm going to give them kudos with the DMs and see if they really enjoy it or if they all that stuff. Uh, yeah, let's just see what happens. What happens next? I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. At peace.